Mhm.
All right. So multiplication by a vector, multiplication of a vector by a scalar. Scalar means number. So that's one. Let's say if vector AB equals xy, then k AB means that you are multiplying this k, which is um which can be replaced by any number, right? Then you multiply this by everything inside the bracket. So now let's pick an example and see how we can multiply a vector by a scalar. So for example one, if vector CG is equal to -1, 5, then find 2 vector CD. If vector CD equals -1, 5, then find 2 vector CD. No, you did it. So you just multiply 2 by -1 and 5. And expanding this, I'm getting 2 times negative. Look at the way I'm solving it. It is not about rushing.
Yeah.
If you don't go through this process, you lose marks. So this will give us -2 and 10. They will mark here and they will award marks to the final answer. So the expansion is very, very important. Okay, so now do this and let's see. Try this. First one is if A is equal to 3, 1, the coordinate. B is equal to 4, 5, and C is equal to -2, -6. Find I to be I A minus 2B plus C. I 2 bracket A plus B. So do this. And quickly go to bear it. Yes, are you done, Carol?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now let's go.
So
Sasha,
I
are you
started with
done?
No, not yet.
Not yet. You are on number.
I.
Wow. Hurry up.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start together. Carol, start
Yeah.
with us.
okay. So for the I
Okay.
did 2 times 4.
4 next 5. So 2 times 4 next 5. The coordinates of B, right?
Yes.
Then you expanded. It
Yes.
means the 2 outside is multiplied everything in here. 2 times negative 5. Then this will finally give you 8 negative 10. Don't do
Yes.
this way. You lose that. I, Sasha, let's go.
So it will be a minus 2b plus c equals bracket open 3 1
I mean,
a minus 2b plus c
A minus 2B plus C.
equals bracket open 3 1
Very one.
bracket close
Okay.
minus
Minus
2 bracket open
2 brackets open
4 negative 5
for negative 5. Great.
plus bracket open negative 2 negative 6.
And so some students will think that they had the 2B here. So they'll straight away put it there. You don't know the
Yeah.
marking scheme. So just fix it. Just put it for or waste much of your time. Okay, then we did what?
So 3 minus bracket so big bracket, yeah. 3 minus bracket open 2 negative 2 times 4
So 2 times 4, 2 times negative 5 plus negative 2, negative 6. Okay.
yeah.
Sasha, are you okay?
Yeah.
Carol.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So this one will now give us 3, 1. Then you will deal with the one inside the bracket. So 8, negative 10 plus negative 2, negative 6. Then you simplify, right? So I get it.
In the end, I got
So
negative
3,
7.
1 minus 8 minus 2. 1 plus 10
Mine.
minus 6.
Yes.
So the final answer is given us, yes, there's negative 5, right? Then negative
Yes.
3.
So
Is it negative 3?
Negative
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 7. Negative
7.
5
7.
minus 2.
Negative 7. Good. And this one is given us what? 11 minus 6 is given us what? 5.
5.
So this is supposed to be a final answer. Carol, did you get it?
Yes.
Good. Now we are done with vectors. I believe when questions like this come, you'll be able to solve it, right?
Yes.
You'll be able to tackle it. Good. Now we come to bearing. 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 What do you know about bearing? What can you say about bearing? Sasha?
Bearing is like where something is, for example,
By the
which
position.
position something is.
Okay, so bearing shows what direction, okay, in which one is moving. And so it is measured in what? Angles. All right, measured in angles. Usually we read from the North Pole coming down like this, okay? All right.
Okay.
I know this is the east, this is the south, and this is our west. We usually measure angles from the North Pole. Okay, now let's see something. Okay.
Turn off the. Okay.
Now we have this bearing. Let's read this. Can we read this? This is giving us. Okay, let me bring it down a bit. An angle bearing like this. You know, the whole of this place is what?
90 degrees.
So we have 4 quadrants. The whole of each quadrant is 90 degrees. Good. Each quadrant is 90 degrees. So if you have a bearing reading at 60 degrees, it means that we are taking your 60 degrees from 90, and you are reading it from the North Pole. So this is 0, and as you move, you get your 60 degrees. So the whole of this place becomes as 60 degrees. Now, if this one is, let's say, flight A, and we have flight A to be 60 degrees. Right, we have flight A to be 60 degrees. So the bearing of flight A to flight B is 60 degrees. What would be the bearing of flight B to flight A? All right, before I get here, all right, so this is 60 degrees. That's how we read it. Another one. Carol, read this for me. How will you read it? How will you read this bearing? What is the bearing of Y?
Okay.
What will be the bearing of Y? No, just read it. Just look at it and read it. What will be the bearing of Y? You read it, I said, from the North Pole. I know the whole of this place is 90 degrees. And we are moving down. So 90 plus 30 is giving us what? 120. So now the bearing of Y is what? 120. The bearing, that is how we read bearing of Y is 120 degrees. If you don't add a degree to it, they are wrong. Bearing is measured in degrees. Another one, let's see. This bearing. Okay, so Sasha, read this for me.
The
What is the
answer
bearing
is
of
240.
240? Perfect. For this place is 90. This place is 90, 180. 180 plus 60. So it's 90 plus 90 degrees plus 60 degrees. That is giving us 240 degrees. Okay. Carol, are you okay with that?
Yes.
So read from the North Pole down like this. You add everything up. So where your angle is. Now we are going to something called back bearing. Back bearing. Okay. Back bearing. Back bearing. Okay, so now let's see this question. If the bearing of y from x is, I'm writing this because usually we write in 3 digits form. Find the bearing of x from y. You are reading it backwards. This is y from x. Now they're asking us to find the bearing of x from y. That is from back bearing. Back bearing. Okay. Back bearing. We read it in 3 digits form. So if you have 50 degrees, 60 degrees becomes 050. Just add 0 to the first side for you to have a 3 digits. If you have 120 degrees, it's already in 3 digits, so you don't add any 0 to it. If you have bearing of, let's say 20 degrees, it becomes 020 degrees. Okay?
Okay.
So as you get to SHS, you go into details. All right, so now let's look at the back bearing. The example we have here, we have bearing of y from x. So it means we are going to illustrate it. It says bearing of y from x. It means our first tree will be the x from x. X is the mother, and it is 60 degrees. So 60 degrees. And we have the North Pole. That is what we read from. We read from the North Pole to where and usually too, we use arrows to show direction. Okay, we use arrows to show direction in bearing. It's very important. So now they're asking us to find the bearing of x from y. It means you have to get another bearing, which is y, which is y, which is y. So I know that under plane geometry or under angles, this and this, what can you say about it? The property here and here, what can you say about it? They are what?
They are connected.
They are, yes,
Alternating.
Sasha, alternating, great. So it means this side is what, 60 degrees. So if you are reading the bearing of y, since you're adding 90 to 90 to 60, and you are getting what? So this is giving us 240 degrees. Good. 240 degrees. So 240. So therefore, the bearing of x from y is equal to 240 degrees. Always use arrows to show the direction in which you are moving. Use arrows to show the direction in which you are moving. Okay. Then label your trees. Okay. Now let's see another example. Do this for me. If the bearing of P from Q is 245 degrees, find the bearing of Q from P. Sasha, are you okay?
Yeah.
All right. So if the bearing of P from Q is 245 degrees, find the bearing of Q from P. Do the select. Are we done?
Almost.
Speed up.
Okay, I'm done.
Carol?
Yes, I'm there.
Great. Okay, so Carol, go with us.
Okay. So I drew the
Okay. Your
class.
first variant. What did you do again?
Then I drew the 200 and 200 and
So always look at your angle. It is 245. It means I have to
yes.
bring my diagram right here. And where will 245 fall within? Which quadrant? First quadrant, second quadrant,
Third one.
the third one is. So 90 plus 90, 180. So what are you going to add to this to get your angle?
65.
Try again.
65 degrees.
55 degrees, perfect. So 55 degrees, 55, the whole of this is 90 degrees. So I'm getting an angle part of this. And so this is my 55 degrees. So the whole of this plate becomes my 245. So I'm student to write only this plate at 245 degrees. This plate alone is not 245, but 55. But the whole of this side becomes 245. Do you understand it?
As it means I said 5.
You said what?
65.
55, yes, and that is what I've done. This is the 55 degrees.
65.
65, eh?
Yes.
Oh, okay, 65. Good. Okay. Good. 65. All right. So 65 degrees. 280 plus 65 to give us a 245. That's excellent. So we have all this place to be at 245 degrees. What are you going to do again? Yes. Don't
Then
forget
I
your
drew
North Pole. Yes. And don't forget this arrow. This arrow shows the movement. What
okay.
again?
Then I drew the second
Then do the
class.
second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I located the alternation of
Good. So
the
it means this
65.
angle will alternate to this angle.
Yes.
We are getting our 65 degrees over here too. Are we done? Are we done, Sasha?
Yes.
Are we done? You've not done anything. I don't understand what you've done. Why? Because I don't know where my P is, where my Q is. So it's nothing. It's that.
The Q is the first class.
Good. So the examiner won't be there, or you won't be there for the examiner to ask you, yes, Carol, where is your Q? No. So you have to label your diagram, okay? If you forget this, everything here is wrong. All right. So I'm going to add I'll give it a general formula for that based on how or what you are getting. Now let's see the last example and others. If let's go. Okay, this one should end. To be able to finish this within this period. If the bearing of a point, Q from another point P is 040 degrees, find the bearing of P from Q, and it's a back bearing. You are reading in there. You are reading backwards. If the bearing of a point Q from another point P is 0.040 degrees, find the bearing of P from Q. What are you going to do?
Okay, I'm done.
Great. Special item.
Auntie, I'm done.
Good. How do you do it? How do you do it? Sasha, let's go.
So first I drew Q which had 40 degrees.
40 degrees. Okay. So 40 from 90, you have to use the eye to calculate it. Because obviously it's not drawn to scale. So 40, let's say 40 is somewhere here. So 40 degrees. It means that I have to bring it down to create a space for the other one. Okay. 40, so 40 degrees. Yes, Sasha, let's go.
So that would be Q. You forgot to name it.
Q. Okay, let's go. And
So now P will now have that, yes. Then 40 degrees.
here, right?
Yes.
40 degrees. The whole of this place
It's
running
90.
from the North Pole down is what?
90, 180 plus 40.
That is what?
180 plus 40.
Which is 220
220.
degrees. Good. So 90 degrees plus 90 degrees plus 40 degrees. And then 220 degrees. Okay, the T. Good. Are we okay?
Yes.
Good, 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 good. So with us, we can say that in general, let's get the general definition. So in general, if the bearing of B, if the bearing of B from A is theta, this angle, the theta, then the bearing of A from B is I. We consider the angle plus 180 degrees. Angle plus 180 degrees if the angle given us is less than 180 degrees. It's less than 180 degrees. And second, angle minus 180 degrees if the angle given to us is greater than 180 degrees. That's all. So if the angle given to us is less than 180 degrees, if the angle given to us is less than 180 degrees, then it means you add it to 180. And if the angle given to us is greater than 180 degrees, it means you subtract 180 from that angle. Okay, So under this, I'll give you just an example when you do it. If the bearing of P from Q is 145 degrees, find the bearing of Q from P. If the bearing of P from Q, if the bearing of P from Q is 145 degrees, then find the bearing of Q from P. This, I want you to apply the two formulas here. So what I get to do?
So it means we know that P from
The bearing of P from Q is 145 degrees. Then, so the angle given to us, is it less or more than greater than 180 degrees?
It's less.
It's less. So it means you're going to add 280, that's all. Do you understand it? Okay, prove it, let's see. So 145 degrees will be somewhere here. So this is 190, 180. What are you going to add to it? So 90, 145 will fall within the second quadrant. Quadrant. So 90 plus 4 to give 145. 55, eh? So 55. So it means the whole of this place is giving us a 145 degrees. And this is 55 degrees. So you getting it down will give us 90 plus 90, 180 plus 90, 270 plus 55 degrees. That's what I get in.
$325.
Perfect, 325. Okay, are you sure? So 270. Yes. Good. So 325. So looking at the general formula I've given to you, we said that if the theta is less than 180 degrees, then we add to 180 degrees. And for the question, our angle is less than 180. So 145 plus 180 degrees will give us what? 325 degrees. That is what we had over here. Are we okay?
Yes.
Good. So always when the angle given to us is less than 180, add it to 180. But usually questions that demand diagrams, students are advised to draw.
Okay.
Right. So we are done. I'll give you. I'll send you some 3. Okay, let me give you the assignment, but our time will be due very soon.
Less than 1 minute.
Yeah, less than 1 minute. Let it go. When you reconnect, then I'll give you the assignment. Deal with it.
Okay.
So always when the theta given to us is less than 180, add it to 180. If it is more than 180, subtract 180 from the angle given to us. So I think let me give you that one example too.
Okay.
Okay, let me read it fast. If the bearing of